Guys, today I wanted to talk about CB antennas, and I decided to upgrade my antenna to a 5-foot Fire Stick that you see in that yellow packaging. But I've actually had quite a few different antennas over the years, and I'll show you the differences in the antennas and why the terminology used in these antennas and why you'd use a specific antenna for a specific reason, I guess. So I guess I'll go through my my Fire Stick here. I'll start with the 102-inch whip. That's the longest one you can possibly get, and that's actually the ideal length. It's 102 inches, and I guess that's like the perfect wavelength for a CB radio. But yeah, the only problem with this long stainless steel antenna is it's extremely, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's extremely flimsy, and it's about 9 feet long. So, when you're off-roading, this can be seriously dangerous because it's whipping around everywhere. And when I ran that antenna, I used a tie-down. And every once in a while, man, if you hit a big enough bump, it would get off the tie-down and whip around everywhere. So, I don't really use that one anymore just because, I might put it on there as an emergency. I need to get super high up, but yeah, it's just too much to deal with, for such a small truck and just whipping around everywhere, and it even bounces off my car. It's just too much to deal with. So, when I first got my Bronco, the guy that I got the Bronco off was really into ham radios, and before I started learning ham radios, but he was really into radio stuff, and this is actually what he had on there. But this actually was mounted on the top of the car. And my current situation is mounted on a ball mount on the side, and I'll probably show you that maybe in a future video. But I guess I just wanted to show you the differences in these types of antennas. And we go over the terminology on them. But so if you're looking for a new antenna, you might hear the term top-loaded or bottom-loaded. And what that means is, what they're referring to is where this coil is wound. So this antenna is basically wound around this stick, and then it gets really tight at the top. So that's why it's referred to as a top-load antenna. So if you look at this wire on this antenna, if you were to unravel this wire and pull off the stick, then it would actually equal 102 inches. So because the ideal length is 102 inches, they wrap this antenna, this piece of fiberglass pole, until it gets to 102 inches. So it's the same thing with this antenna. It's equivalent to 102 inches, and this is considered a bottom-loaded antenna because the coil is mounted at the base of the antenna. And this actually only works good if your antenna is mounted on the top of the car. So, because you want the majority of your length of antenna to be above your roof of your car, your roof line. So you don't have any obstructions, especially metal obstructions. So, that's the reason why my new Fire Stick, which is 5 feet and top loaded, you can see the coil going higher and higher, and it gets tighter and tighter as it goes to the top, and then finally gets pretty tight at the top here, the very, very tip of it. It's wound tight up there. And there's an adjustable tip. So when you're doing the actual an SWR meter, you can tune it for maximum capability, I guess. But I'm also going to have this mounted to a spring and a quick detach connect. But I'll show you the quick detach in another video. It's pretty cool. I'll show you the reason why. I'm going to keep this antenna. And I'm also going to keep part of the 5. I'm not going to keep the 5 foot on the car all times. I'm going to keep this antenna on there. Because I actually wanted an antenna in case I got to fire it up, the CB, for an emergency. But the problem is the place that I work out, the gym that I go to, is an underground gym. And it will beat up this antenna. It'll knock the tip off this antenna. Even on a spring. Like I only have a couple inches clearance in this parking structure. And, it's... Even my radio antenna whacks it every time, but I don't want to mess up the adjustable tip on that thing. So, But I'll show you that on the next video. But I just kind of wanted to go through the different designs of antenna, you know. And I mean, guys, if you didn't know or ever wondered why they call it top loaded or bottom loaded, but all right, cool. Let me know if you have any questions.